WarGames rules. 2 rings side by side, enclosed by a steel cage. 2 men start, with teams alternating entry after timed intervals. Once all participants are inside, the match beyond officially begins, and the only way to win is by submission or surrender. Pinfalls don't count in WarGames, only submission, surrender, or referee stoppage ends the match. For the game, I am running Pro Wrestling Superstar 3 vs 3, 2 out of 3 falls in a steel cage. Narrative recap. The match opened with Kendall Windham stepping into the cage against the sinister Great Kabuki. Kendall used his long frame to keep Kabuki at bay, landing hard fists, while Sam Houston slipped a B-52 style knee drop through the cage bars to assist from the outside. Kabuki was reeling early, even bleeding after Kendall's brass knuckles shot. But the tide shifted when the Great Muta entered, bringing his explosive offense. His corkscrew elbow and poison mist threat immediately turned the match violent. The numbers swelled as Pedro Morales entered next, storming the cage with dropkicks and body presses, momentarily giving the babyface trio the edge. When Kendo Nagasaki entered, the heel side took full advantage of the numbers. Double and triple teams wore down Morales, grinding his face into the steel mesh. Sam Houston's entry evened things up, and for a moment the youngsters rallied, slamming Muta and Kabuki against the cage wall. The match beyond was pure chaos. Kabuki targeted Morales' neck with his martial arts leg drops, while Muta delivered a stunning moonsault onto Windham. Pedro Morales nearly stole the match with a Boston Crab that had Muta screaming, but Kabuki saved his partner. The finish came at the 74th minute when Morales surged with fresh fire. After a desperate rally, Morales scooped up Kendo Nagasaki and delivered a brutal running power slam into the cage wall, planting him in the center of the ring. With Windham and Houston cutting off Kabuki and Muta, Morales cinched in the cover, though technically WarGames calls for submission. Scrappy McGowan, overwhelmed by the chaos, counted the fall, giving the babyfaces the win. Official result. Kendall Windham, Sam Houston and Pedro Morales defeated Great Kabuki, Great Muta and Kendo Nagasaki in 74 minutes of WarGames when Pedro Morales pinned Kendo Nagasaki after a running power slam into the cage. Aftermath. The Greensboro crowd erupted as the underdogs scored the upset. Windham and Houston celebrated with Morales, while Kabuki and Muta furiously argued with Scrappy McGowan over the illegal pinfall. Johnny Weaver speculated this wouldn't be the last WarGames between these sides. Bob Caudle, Johnny, what we just saw was survival. These young men stood tall against 3 of the most dangerous competitors in the world and they came out victorious. Johnny Weaver, but Bob, you know the House of the Rising Sun doesn't take a loss lightly. Kabuki and Muta will be looking for revenge. Star rating, 62%. Chaotic, bloody, and dramatic, though a controversial finish with a pinfall in WarGames rules. Morales gutsy showing stole the spotlight. Pedro Morales pinned Kendo Nagasaki after a running power slam onto cage at 74:00.